Hello everyone. Today I am going to discuss the question number 15 of database management system. Let's see the question. This is the question set 15, but the same scenario as in the question set 11. I have told you before that I am going to use the same scenario to discuss the question numbers 11, 12, 13, 14 and 15. So here's the scenario. And here's the question set 15. So in the first question, what is the database relationship between the supplier table and the GRN table? So and write it down in the ER diagram. So in the first part, we have to make the relationship between supplier table and GRN table. So let's see what's the relationship between those two tables. This is the ER diagram I have drawn for the previous question. So today I am going to use this ER diagram. In the first question, we have to make the relationship between supplier and the GRN table. So here's the supplier table and here's the GRN table. When we get a supplier, one supplier, he may have one or more than one good received note. That means a supplier may have more good received notes. But when we get a one good received note, there should be only a one supplier. So the relationship between those two tables is one-to-many relationship. So here's the symbol we use to represent the one-to-many relationship. So this is the many side and this is the one side. So you can see I have marked the relationship between those two tables. In the next question, in the second question, what is the database relationship between the GRN table and the product table? So in the second part, we have to make the relationship between GRN table and the product table. When we compare these two tables, GRN table and the product table, when we get a one product may have one or more than more GRN notes. When we get a one GRN, when we get a one good received note, there should be a one product. When we get a product, there will be more GRN notes. When we get a one GRN, there is only a one product. So the relationship between these two tables is one-to-many relationship. So this is the symbol we use to represent the one-to-many relationship, and GRN is the many side and this is the one side. So this is how the relationship. So let's see the next question. In the third part, what is the database relationship between the product table and the stock table? So here in the third part we have to identify the relationship between product table and the stock table. So here's the product table and here's the stock table. When we get a one product, it will be appear on so many stock. When we get a one stock, there is only a one product. So the relationship between those two tables is one-to-many relationship. So here's the symbol and this is the many side and this is the one side. So this is how the relationship between those two tables. And let's see the next question. In the fourth part, what is the database relationship between the product table and the customer table? So we want to make the relationship between product table and the customer table. Here's the customer table. So when we get a customer, he can purchase one or more products. A customer can buy one or more products. When we get a one product, a product can be purchased by one or more customers. So the relationship between customer table and the product table is many-to-many relationship. So this is the symbol we use to mark the many-to-many relationship. So I'm using this symbol and here's the relationship, and you can see another table has been generated. This is how the many-to-many relationship represent, and I'm going to change this relationship. This line means identifying relationship. So I'm going to change this relationship into non-identified relationship. I'm going to change the relationship. I'm going to edit the relationship. So here we have to go to the foreign key, and I'm going to remove this tick. So now you can see the relationship has been changed. I'm doing this to this relationship also. I'm going to edit relationship, foreign key, and I'm removing this tick. So this is how the many-to-many relationship. Let's see the next question. In the fifth question, what is the database relationship between the product table and the invoice table? So we want to identify the relationship between product table and the invoice table. Here's the product table and here's the invoice table. When we compare product table and the invoice table, their relationship should be a one-to-many relationship. But here you can see an error. Here also, in here, this is also customer has product means the invoice table. So you can see there are two invoice tables. Error is according to this database. I have created two invoice tables. This has been auto generated because the relationship between customer and the product table is many to many. And here's the invoice I have created. So now I'm going to remove this invoice table because this is also an invoice table. I'm going to delete the invoice table, and I have made this customer has product table. I have added those column names, and I'm going to change the table name to invoice. Here customer has product table, I am going to rename it as invoice table. So here's the invoice table, and in the fifth question we have to make the relationship between product table and the invoice. It has also the relationship between product table and the invoice table is one-to-many relationship. You can see that. And in the sixth question we have to make the relationship between customer table and the invoice table. So that relationship also has been auto generated because we have get the relationship between customer and the product. It is many to many relationship, and new table has been auto generated. So the new table has been we have changed the table name into invoice table. So this is the relationship between customer, invoice and the product table. So today I have discussed the question set 50. So thank you everyone for listening.